right, guys, it is time for entertainment news, so let's get right into it. Spider-Man to be dropped from Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, Marvel Studios, the studio that owns the film rights to the Spider-Man franchise, is set to split from Sony Pictures. According to reports, this shocking decision will lead to the removal of the Spider-Man version of Peter Parker, played by Tom Holland, from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sources stated that the issue started when Disney asked that the financing for future Spider-Man films be 50-50, a deal Sony reportedly turned down. A statement released by Sony states that the company was disappointed by Disney's demand for a greater stake in the Spider-Man films and their proposal to scale down the involvement of Marvel president in the movies. Now, if you would recall, in 2015, Sony entered into an agreement with the Disney-owned Marvel Studios to share the Spider-Man character. Wow. I wonder what this means for Spider-Man, though, you guys.
So the first time I saw this, you know that Mike is a movie buff.
Yeah.
I mean, who's that person that you want to go to for movies? Just go to Mike. Yeah. So I saw him, he put it up on Instagram. And I was trying to feel its pulse because it was just like a news, like a breaking news that he just put up. So I really wanted to know how Mike, who loves movies, would feel about this. But for me, I don't know, whatever rocks their boat, you know, I mean, I'm not so particular about it, but, you know, Spider-Man is just something that, you know, we have always known. And then all of a sudden, and then, so I wonder how they even came to that conclusion at the end of today.
Okay, so the way I see it, I actually think it's a good move for Disney Pictures, actually, because before they merged with Sony Pictures, Spider-Man was a very strong character on its own. Now, if you look at the series in the Marvel collection, on the Marvel Studios unit, I feel like Spider-Man didn't have his own, like, he didn't have a very strong character or a strong, how will I put it? His character or his movie wasn't as strong as it should be when it was a standalone, when it was with Disney Pictures. And I feel this is a good move for them because they don't have to do profit sharing. They have full control of their rights and everything. So I actually think it's a very good move for Disney.
And I've also heard a couple of people say that the more recent Spider-Man series, I think the ones that have Tom Holland as Peter Parker have not been as great as the ones where, what's his name, Andrew Garfield had the last one where he stopped.
Say, like the spotlight, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. The spotlight, even in the Spider-Man series, wasn't on him. Now, he's in the movies, but the spotlight isn't on him. He's overshadowed by Tony Stark and the other characters. He's more like, almost like a sub-lead instead of a lead character, which is not Spider-Man. If you watch the original Spider-Man, Spider-Man is a huge superhero on his own. So I actually feel that this is even better for Disney Pictures, for them to be on their own. And it's a loss to Marvel, actually. And that's the way I see it.
But if these are the things that informs the decision, what you just talked about, I think it's just fantastic when you can take in, you know, what you're making at the end of the day. You don't want to be at a loss. And then you are looking at what people will feel. I mean, the people who are going to be watching it. That is, you care about the people. So if these are the things that informs their decisions, oh my God, it's all right. It's good.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, Marvel has other movies under their belt, so we'll see how it goes.
Which is what I'm saying is crazy. So they have so many characters that sometimes I feel some of the characters are watered down. So it's okay. It's like I want to see what's the name of the female character? I want to see her on
Captain
her
America,
own.
no.
Not Captain Marvel, the other one. Oh yeah, even Captain Marvel, like she came out on her own, but everything is just so watered down. So I think I'm in support of that decision anyways. But moving on to some more news, Billie Eilish mocks Lil Nas X. American singer Billie Eilish has dethroned Lil Nas X Old Town Road on the Billboard Hot 100 with her song Bad Guy. Now, after sitting at the #2 spot for 9 weeks, this accomplishment ended Old Town Road reign by Lil Nas X featuring Miley Cyrus, which had, of course, been at the #1 spot on the Billboard chart for 19 weeks. Rapper Lil Nas X took to Twitter to congratulate the 17-year-old singer, writing, "Congratulations to Billie Eilish, you deserve this." Billie Eilish, however, responded to the congratulatory tweet on her Insta story in a very funny way. Now she wrote, and I quote, "I know he mad on the low, LMAO, but thank you, B, I love you." Billie Eilish Bad Guys video already had over 476 million views and counting since it was released 4 months ago. You see, there's so many millions there that you just get, like, we were talking about this earlier.
Views though,
We're talking about views earlier.
Honestly,
abroad, views are...
In 4 months, you have 470.
Bruh, in 2 days, you can get it like 3-4 million.
Do we need to do better? What's the cost down here that people don't have that number of?
Interestingly enough, I don't know how true this is, but someone has an opinion that it's because there's still a larger percentage of Nigerians that don't have access to Wi-Fi and internet. So this could be a reason why when you're thinking of the views. So yes, we have the huge population, but there's still a very large percentage of people who do not have access to Wi-Fi or internet. What do you think about that?
I mean, there's that, to be fair, but there's also the fact that, I mean, the music culture is heavily in the overseas.
Yeah.
So that's where most of the people are.
But funny enough, you see guys these days, youths, they're going on the road, they have their earpieces.
Yeah.
So you're wondering
But
why
what are they listening to? Honeypot, Old Town Road. That's my point. So the music culture is centralized in the overseas, in the UK, in the US, in all those parts. And so it's almost like you're competing with, so it's like Nigeria versus UK and US or Ghana versus, I don't see that happening for a while, even though it's shifting, it's moving around, it's coming to us.
But then I mean, I have to say that they are doing amazing. I mean, Lil Nas X is, I think, 19, 20, going on 20. Billie Eilish is 18, 17, 18. And you have, she's estimated about $5 million right now. Lil Nas X2 is doing very well, fantastic. His song was #1 for 19 weeks.
19 weeks.
Oh my God, these guys are teenagers, guys, and they're doing this well. It's mind-blowing.
Wow, Amanda, are you trying to depress us?
No, I'm trying to inspire, to perspire.
Oh my God.
You guys.
So I was actually thinking about what Amanda said. So many times this crosses my mind. Like, I'm just wondering, like, why say that?
Why me? Why me, Lord?
But when you look at other factors, as we talked about Wi-Fi, we talked about, you go to other climes and you see that you're in their mall, or you're even at the airport, and then you can use Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
When are we going to get there here? I mean, there are so many things stopping people.
People there.
Okay, so
and it's true.
Are you trying to depress us?
Yes, I am. To be fair, at this one, I even own it with my chest. Honestly, we need to move. I'm glad to move. I mean, if you look at, I was having this conversation about the other day. If you look at before all these shows like Skinny Girl in Transit, which got a lot of buzz online.
Yeah.
Back then, they wouldn't have. They started off with like 2,000 views when, you know, Wi-Fi and data wasn't as cheap and affordable as it is now. Okay. So we're moving slowly. I just wish it would be quicker. What did it take for Ghana, for their airports in Accra to have what's it called? To have free Wi-Fi everywhere.
They're also very small. They're much smaller in population size. So maybe that is what it is.
I don't think it is what it is. We can't enter this conversation right now because I got a very sad news. I wanted to weigh my friend's thoughts about Nigeria yesterday, and he had never been to Nigeria and just went, oh, I hear negative things. So it's almost like what you told me about how another person feels about Nigeria. So this person feels, oh, South Africa and Nigeria are on the same level when it comes to security and all that. I can't sleep with your two eyes closed and all that. So I became very sad. So I don't even know how long it will take us to get there. Yeah. And the fact that we can actually get there, but we are just a set of unruly people, it saddens me a lot.
That's what on the bright side of it, we also have people who are making it big time. We have the Kids, we have the Davidos, we have the other people who are the young people, the Burna Boys, who are coming out to change the narrative. As you said, maybe we wish it would move a bit faster. And maybe not just in the music sector. Even though we have actresses, we have Genevieve, we have Omotola. They're doing big things.
We have people doing big things, but these things are slowing them down. We have pilots, we have female pilots, we have we have people doing great things, people inventing stuff every day.
Maybe we need a PR person.
Maybe for Nigeria. Yes,
we show people the good things that are happening.
But we wanted to rebrand one time like that. Great Nation, something. Okay. All right. Okay. So, well, let's move on. And finally, Liam Hemsworth files for divorce from Miley Cyrus. Hollywood actor Liam Hemsworth has officially filed divorce papers to end his marriage to Miley Cyrus. The 29-year-old actor who filed the papers in Los Angeles cited irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. According to sources, Liam and Miley had a prenup, meaning they kept their earnings during the marriage separate, so there won't be a fight over money. Also, since no kids are involved, the divorce is expected to be a peaceful one. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth married back in December, and news of their split broke this month.
Yikes.
This makes me very sad, honestly speaking. Like, as I said the last time we talked about this, Miley Cyrus and Hemsworth thing. I said, I think that they started life too early because they met at 15, 16, and, you know,
well,
because...
She was 16, yeah.
She was 16 and he was a little bit
older.
older.
Yeah.
And, you know, because they're so famous, everything's on the fast lane. But I also feel like, do you think that the fact that they have all these signings and agreements and prenups is the reason why marriages are so easy to dissolve?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Because even people who don't have prenups, like, when you want to get out of something, you want to get out of it, whether or not there's a prenup. Some people are willing to lose stuff.
So I don't understand the point of getting married if everything is just so, like, separate. I'm my own, you know, I have my own business, I have my own career, I have my own path, I have my own interests. You know, there's no, like, real merging of the two parties.
Let me answer that question. So I think that in a place like, I'll speak for Nigeria because I'm Nigerian. I feel like in Nigeria, we're quite religious about it. And when you look at our parents, they've stayed in marriages because you know, divorce is not an option, whether because of religion, whether because of culture, whatever it is. But staying in marriage is basically by force. And then abroad, they're a bit more realistic. They're not as religious, of course. And so they're at least the general population, they're a bit more realistic. They're like, look, we love each other now, but anything can happen someday. Let's just secure the bag. But in Nigeria, it's like, no matter what, divorce is not an option. I believe strongly in divorce is not an option. But, I mean, they don't. And so that's why you find that happening.
So I think I agree with you. And why did I say that? Did you see this clip of, it was just one skit. Maybe I should just call it a clip that Charlie Boy put out. So now they are being realistic, and that you are in love with this person at the moment does not mean things will not change. Never say never. So I understand that fact that you're getting into these things, and that is why we have vows, and you're saying that, oh, and you're taking your vows. But these days, people are even changing it from the conventional vows that we have, you know, or we had then. People are changing their, but they make it what suits them at the end of the day.
Which is why I'm saying, are you sure that's not a recipe for disaster? Because at the end of the day, if you're going to come, I mean, religious angles, it's for better or worse. But it seems like with them, it's for better. I'm in love with you now, so we're going to be cool now. But once it's worse, I'm out.
So the thing is, there are different kinds of people getting married these days, right? So for me to have decided to get married, like, I would have gone to do some research on what marriage really is. If I'm religious, then I'll do research on marriage from the religious perspective. But a lot of people these days, maybe they just get married because we're in love, let's do it. But you might need to, like, start. So it depends on what your beliefs are. So for me, my values are Christianity. And so I would want to know the Christian way to do marriage. And so that would guide my decisions and all that I do in marriage. But for Miley, who I think she was raised Christian, if I remember well, but maybe she isn't practicing that. And so for her, she doesn't care about the Christian way to do it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on what you get into marriage for. The reason for getting into something is what will sustain it.
So I told you I was talking to somebody, and that person told me that, see, I am not enjoying my marriage, but we die here because it does not even believe in. So whether we like it, whether we don't like it, we die here.
Very creepy.
We will not die.
Amen.
Amen. All right, guys, moving on. I love it. See, I love the conversations that happen here a lot of times. All right, guys, moving swiftly along from the entertainment news. It's time for celebrity birthday shout-outs. Yes. So celebrating today, rather, are the following people. The original Azama, Slim Case. He turns, can you guys guess?
34!
Wow,
like, I can't believe it!
Because you already know. Go away. But yes, he turns 34 today. You know, you have to be a bit skeptical with Nigerian ages because we don't know.
I don't know why you
put.
We're talking about national image. Trust what he's saying. He said
hey,
34.
That's true, man. I'm so sorry.
So we're going to get to this. I hope that I will be the one to...
Slim Case, you are 34 today.
Okay, so that we can talk about this.
Happy birthday, my brother. All right, guys. And also celebrating today, ace producer and sound engineer, T.Y. Mix. Yes, he is also celebrating today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, T.Y. You've made some monster hits, my dear friend.
Yes.
And yeah, happy birthday to you guys and to everyone else out there celebrating today. Have a wonderful, wonderful celebration.
Yes, indeed.